Hey guys, thanks for coming back. Please subscribe and share these videos and post them wherever you can. I really want to get these messages out. As I mentioned in my last video, and if you haven't watched it, please watch that. It's on cloud busting and how to make the sun come out, but it also gives you the key points to manifesting anything. And I'll come back at a later time to manifesting and the law of attraction and all that, but basically the main parts of manifesting I shared with you in my last video on cloud busting. And also, if you haven't watched it yet, I made a funny mock pharmaceutical commercial about conspirator for conspiracy theorists, and I really want to see that video get shared and passed around because I think it's really funny. What I'm going to talk about today is a question that came in. Actually, I've had quite a lot of dialogue with John. Thank you for your question. We've actually even had a Skype consultation before, but this is really fundamental stuff, I think. It's and of course I've already communicated with you about this, but to expand, the question is, how can we get our partners who have addictions to give up their addiction or to change, or how can we help them? And the answer, as anyone who has been in a partnership with an addict knows, is that you can't. You can't change anyone but yourself. This is huge as far as life lesson goes. This is one of the main things that we all deal with, is we want to change someone else, and what we find out, if we really dig, what we find out is that we're attracting someone into our life who is showing us something about ourselves. Always. It's never not that. We wouldn't be attracting someone into our life who has, certain dilemmas going on for them if they weren't also affecting us in some way. So it almost always is, the deal is you attract someone whose addiction is way bigger than yours. Or if you have a problem with anger that you need to resolve within yourself, you attract someone who's way angrier than you. Or if you have whatever it is, whatever's going on, you're attracting a mirror. That's what's happening. That's what we're doing on Earth. If it's not your intimate partner, it's your boss, or it's, a co-worker, or it's a friend, or it's somebody in your life that you have to deal with, will be showing you what your biggest problems are. And if you look and if you dig, you will get the gift. So the only thing we can ever do is work on ourselves. Now, the thing is, if we are in a partnership with someone who's really sick, we have freedom of choice to do anything about it that we want, we think. But what I think, in many ways, is that we set up these situations before we come into Earth to learn from and to experience from. So as far as I can see, looking back in my life and all the addicts that I've been with, in every single case, they evolved me if I was willing to do the work. And in most cases, it meant eventually leaving the relationship, of course. When you change and your partner doesn't change, then it's time for you to move to the next partnership that you can learn from. What most people don't want to do is spend some time by themselves doing the work that they need to do so that they can attract the partner that they want. I don't know, it's like, I've overcome so many addictions that it sounds stupid almost it would sound stupid to someone else for me to say, yeah, I'm really addicted to chocolate, but I'm really addicted to chocolate, and it's really bad, in my opinion. As far as like most people's vices go, chocolate is not that big of a deal. If it's the last monkey on my shoulder, well, cool. But, you know, it's just one of those things. So you gotta either decide to stay in that relationship and understand what you're doing there is of some value to you and the other person, or leave. And those are the only two choices as far as a relationship goes. But if you're going to stay, you have to accept the person, and they can't change unless they want to. Now, if they want to change, that's a different story. There's a lot of things that a person who wants to change can do if they have addiction. Specifically, if we're talking about alcohol, and as we've mentioned, or as it's been explained, AA doesn't feel like an option because the person doesn't want to talk about their problem. That sounds to me like a person who doesn't want to change. Now, I'm not saying AA is or isn't the answer. For some people it is, for some people it's not. But an inability to want to face the problem is the biggest part of the problem. Having a little busy intersection at the quiet nature spot I chose, but in the grand scheme of things, if a person wants help, there's help to be had. We have, at our core, the ability to release any negative addiction or problem that we're experiencing. It's called willpower. A lot of people say they don't have it. I've had people say to me so many times, like, oh, I can't believe how much willpower you have. I could never do that. And what they mean is they don't want to. If they wanted to, they could, because I smoked cigarettes for years and years, and as long as I wanted to smoke them, there was no ability to quit smoking. But once I wanted to quit smoking, then it was hard, but I was able to do it because I wanted to. So what happens in a lot of addictive cycles is, well, in most addictive cycles, the addiction is very painful because of the withdrawal. And so people don't really want to quit using that particular thing that's pushing down the emotions they don't want to deal with. Why else would we use any kind of substance? It's pushing down an uncomfortable feeling, whether it's food, alcohol, medication, you know, marijuana, any kind of drug you can think of. Food is a drug, in my opinion, just saying. Coffee, whatever it is that a person is using, it's getting them out of an uncomfortable feeling. And if they're not ready to face that uncomfortable feeling, then nothing's going to help them. Now, if you have a very extreme situation, like, say you're addicted to opiates, opiate withdrawal is extraordinarily painful. In fact, you can't just quit and think that you can continue on with whatever kind of life you're doing. If you have to, like, go to a job and get your kids to school or whatever you have to do, like, it's not something you can just keep doing what you're doing. It's one of those things where you're going to be in bed for a week, and so you need to go somewhere and get, you know, intense help. And in a case like that, I would also, you know, suggest to people to look into something like ibogaine. Ibogaine is not something to be taken lightly, but there are centers. It's not legal in the United States, but there are centers in different parts of the world, and I believe there's one, even there's some in Canada, and there's one that's like right over the border of California, so you barely have to cross the border, but just to get out of the country and have someone really someone who really knows what they're doing help you through that experience can be, you know, life-changing. But if you want to quit something that's killing you, it can be done. If it's your partner, they have to want to quit. And then if you want to be there for them, then that's what you can do. But until they want to, all you can do is accept them or leave. Those are your two choices. And then of course, if they do want help and you're willing to help them, you're still going to have to uncover whatever things in your life have attracted that partner to you. And so that's the work you need to do. The work for you is to uncover whatever the mirror is. What is someone's alcoholic drinking a mirror for in your life? It doesn't mean that you're an alcoholic. It means it's showing you, it's holding up a very addictive pattern. Maybe the addictive pattern is having addictive partners. I don't know. Just a thought. Anyway, uncover that, and that's what your work is. Your work isn't to save somebody else. Unfortunately, that is never something we can do. We can be there for people, we can love people through their problems, and we can support them, but we can't change them. So, acceptance and moving on if it's something you can't deal with, because, you know, you might wake up next to them and they're gone, and then that was the lesson. I don't know. The thing is, it's really hard to see someone you love being so troubled by addiction, but the issue is bigger than that. It's what is this reflecting to you, and what's the work that you can do. And if you do that work and you release that person, then you do open yourself up for a healthier relationship that will continue to help you grow. Alright, you guys, keep your questions coming in, and please subscribe and share these videos, and I will talk to you next time.
So what you do with yours will probably look better than this, but keep in mind I am having fun.
No, I'm sure that it's going to look great. And there's all kinds of ways we can shoot it so that I can take pieces of it, you know, to give it the illusion of moving around smoothly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and this thing, it does okay. I mean,
no, this looks good.
But it's not.
What is the deal with the steady camera? Are they really expensive or something?
Good ones are. Yeah. This is a.
Jeff had one that he wore around. One of my friends who filmed had one that he wore around his neck, and the shot was really smooth.
Wore it around his neck?
Yeah. It was.
Like, did it cut? Was it the one that hang over the back and had a string coming down?
No, I can't remember. I wish I would have paid attention, but it was like his camera was around here somewhere. Around here somewhere. Around
I do not know. How you doing, man?
Everyone sounded everything together?
Yeah, yeah.
Time or just you got the match together later?
Well, I've got to go into the camera, so that'll time it up. And then we'll come back and get the light to.
Are you ready for your big scene?
No.
Why so grouchy?
I
don't want to do this. Gotta love an actress who loves her work. Chamomile, you're so beautiful.
She's working on a movie and we're just having fun.
Oh, right on. Good for you. Beautiful day.
Are you scared?
Yeah.
Probably all of us.
We picked a great day to do this.
It is. It's beautiful.
Every other day so far has been off. Today has been gorgeous.
Hey, there's a guy over there with a shotgun mic. Why's that guy got a shotgun mic?
Well, shall we take a walk? Let's go for a walk, shall we? Come on. Oh, no, not with the road.
You can get down there around.
What did you say? He's so cute.
He's a chinchilla that sometimes good guy.
Hi, cute face. What are you saying, cutie patootie? What are you saying? You got a case of the chirps?
Cool.
Is that right? You got a chirp case?
Oh no, your little baby. Oh.
Did someone else carry you? Millie Vanilli, did you hear your baby squeak? Millie Vanilli, I have your baby. I have your baby.
Coochie coochie, coochie coochie, coochie coochie coo.